Hi everybody. Happy mood magic. Ugh. It's summertime, so it's hot. It's hot all the time. In the air conditioning, outside the air conditioning, so forgive me. But I wanted to just stop by today and talk to you guys about, as I was thinking about, okay, well, what can I talk about? Because there have been so many wonderful opportunities and so many great just lessons that I have been experiencing. There's so much to talk about, but it dawned on me, it came to me clearly in my spirit, like what we should have our chat about today, and that is trauma. So transforming trauma is something that I have quietly been working on, not just for myself, but also in workshop format, in book format, for other people to be able to have tools to work through their traumas. But I wanted to just start by us having a dialogue. So this is not just me sharing with you all my thoughts about addressing this issue of trauma. This is now us beginning to have some back and forth, because I really, really need to hear from you guys on this particular topic. So in the case of transforming trauma, what I have learned, of course, is that trauma is not just one thing. It's not just I was in a car accident, or I've, experienced something to my physical body. Some of us have been in abusive relationships where it's largely been emotional trauma. Some of us, as far as women, have experienced trauma to our reproductive systems through rape, through not being able to have children, through the loss of a child. There's all different kinds of trauma that we can experience on a physical, on an emotional level. And so trauma is not just one particular thing. And in that, largely what happens is that and that's on the larger scale. There are smaller traumas that, in the scope of all of the trauma that we personally experience, not to mention this extremely traumatic environment that we're constantly exposed to through media, through movies, through just all of our environment, is constant, ongoing replay programming of trauma. So a lot of the small little traumas we've become so desensitized to them that it just seems like a norm. So one of the things that I wanted to do with this video today is begin to have dialogue about it, because not a lot of us are having conversations to really understand that there is much work that needs to be done, and really trying to find tools and suggesting tools that we can use to begin to heal ourselves, so that we can share our healing work with other people, so that our individual selves, our families, our communities can ultimately begin to heal. So with that being said, I am suggesting that people, all of us, begin to really take some time to look at what our traumas may be from childhood to present, and what you consider those traumas to look like. And it doesn't have to be something big. So sometimes trauma looks like, I sing all the time. I remember I used to sing all the time and be off key and not really care and just really be free when I was a kid. No, I'm using this as an example. I sing like now, but as an example. And then someone says, or someone that you love, or a sibling, or someone says, shut up, you can't sing, or you sound awful. And then from that moment forward, you begin to close that part of yourself off. You no longer sing in front of people. Singing then turns into you no longer talk in front of people. And then when you become an adult, then you realize, oh, I'm just shy, or I don't enjoy, I really don't, that's something that I just don't do. But not understanding that it was connected to a singular moment, a moment in time that changed your trajectory about how you saw yourself. So what are we doing to address our traumas? Are we talking to someone? Are we journaling? Are we reading self-help books? Are we doing individual rituals? Spiritual rituals of release, those kinds of things? Are we taking care of our physical bodies? Because ultimately, a lot of times people think that trauma just lives in your mind, so after you physically heal from it, then you think that, okay, it's just in my mind now. No, trauma lives in your physical body. It lives in your physical body, and it is attached to your senses. That is how you can wake up and smell something, and it can take you back to a particular point in time that could have been traumatic. That is how you can hear something and you physically feel something like in your gut. So those visceral responses are not just in your head. So part of the healing process that we also have to understand as it relates to trauma is also a physical one. And that's something that I'll follow up on, because I don't want this to be like a 10-minute video. But I want us to I really want to hear from you guys that are doing this work. Firstly, for us to agree that this is something that we need to consistently be working on. Just like you wake up and brush your teeth every day, I'm hoping we do that. And not necessarily the case of my teenager, but just like you take care, you have your personal hygiene. Some of us have daily spiritual rituals and upkeep that we have for ourselves. What are we doing to heal ourselves? I want to hear from you guys. Are you all reading books? Are you all journaling? Like, what is the plan? And if you don't have one, I'd be more than happy to share some tips with you guys in my next video about what's coming up. And one of those things was a post that I posted to you guys a few weeks back about a transformational journal, and that is Transforming Trauma. So that will be available to you guys really, really soon. But this is not really a plug for that. This is really about having a conversation around what are we doing to heal ourselves? What kind of tools are we using? First and foremost, before I leave, I definitely want to share with you guys, if you have not done anything at all, one of the things that you can do to start addressing those traumas is meditation. So you may want to start with, you can Google something called, you can just type in 528 hertz and healing trauma, and you'll see a whole host of videos that will come up that talks about solfeggio tones. And that's another conversation. Like, I see, there's so much for us to talk about. Okay, I'm going to do better. I'm going to post more videos about all of this information that you guys should absolutely have access to. But I want to end here just telling you all that this is the time now. If you are in a space in your life and you feel like you have so many things going on, or you feel like things aren't moving the way that you may want to, you may want to just be still for a moment and figure out, okay, what can I release? What can I get rid of? What are my blocks? What kinds of things, ideologies are holding me back? But more importantly, why? Largely, those things may be connected to a thought process that is connected to a trauma, that is connected to something that it's time to address. It's time for us to really get down to the beauty of who we are. And part of that is doing this healing work. So I just wanted to share that with you all. I hope you all have a fantastic day. And as always, in this hot summer Georgia heat, continue to share light and love in all that you do. And I'll see you guys really, really soon. Bye.